In our tour of the tablet, we talked a little bit about the shelf. The shelf is at the bottom of the screen and is similar to the dock on a MacBook. The shelf is how we get to our home button, and it's also where we can pin some important applications that we want students to have quick access to. So the first thing I want to talk about is hiding the shelf. This would be beneficial when you're in an application or when you're on a website and you want to give yourself some more room on your screen and you don't want that shelf along the bottom. So if I hold down on the shelf, I have the option to auto hide the shelf. So what that's going to do when I go into an app is it's going to automatically hide that shelf. So now we don't see it along the bottom. To get it back, I am going to have to drag up from the bottom. So when I drag up from the bottom, I can now see that shelf and the home button to get me back home. So benefits again of hiding the shelf is it gives you a little bit more space when you're within apps or when you're in a website. Downfalls, it might be tricky for your students to find that home button because they do have to remember to drag up from the bottom to get the shelf back. To get the shelf back into automatically staying at the bottom, you'll just hold down on the shelf again and then select Always Show Shelf. The next thing to know about the shelf is that students can customize the shelf, or you can customize the shelf with applications that they visit often. So you can see that I have the camera, Chrome, Epic, and Seesaw on my shelf. So I've got those pinned there, which means they always stay right there on the shelf. To get rid of them, I can hold down and select Unpin, and then it's no longer on my shelf. You'll notice that when I unpinned Seesaw, a couple things popped up on my shelf. These are apps that have not been pinned to the shelf, but that are currently open on my device. So if I'd like to close those, instead of going to the window switcher, I can just hold down and close those right from my shelf. If there's an app you would like to be pinned to your shelf that is not already pinned to your shelf, you can just hold down on that app and then select Pin to Shelf, and that app will now be pinned to the shelf.